What's that smell? Ah, yes, the crisp smell of fall.
Fall means sweater weather.
And speaking of sweater weather, I'm going to Marshall's today to grab a new cardigan and maybe check out their selection of cashmere. You know, new items arrive all the time, so they're always a fresh selection of the most wanted pieces for fall.
Marshall's buyers are hustling every day to get the deals, so we get the good stuff. And this fall is no different.
On everything. Leather and suede, designer handbags, on-trend denim, high-quality boots, accessories, you name it. So go get that sweater and all the other must-haves you'll love for fall. Marshall's is a one-stop shop for all the good stuff for less.
It's decided then. I'm going to my Marshall's for a whole new fit and more. And you should too. Score some amazing deals in-store or at marshalls.com.
Well, what is this?
Welcome to the LadyGang.
That's amazing. Say that again.
The LadyGang.
Things are about to change around here.
Each week we catch up with Hollywood's hottest girl posse. Kelty Knight, Becca Tobin, and Jack Vanek.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to LadyGang. I'm Becca Tobin here with Jack Vanek and Kelty Knight.
Yes, we are in a hotel room in Houston, Texas. I don't know where the we are. This is the last day of our tour.
Yeah.
We have made, of this part of the tour.
Yeah.
Until we do the West Coast dates. So we are sitting here. We're doing our last show tonight. And yeehaw, baby.
You know what? It's really sweet. We got a beautiful message. I'm almost want to cry because, like, I'm sad it's over, but, like, I'm so tired that I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
I feel like you did yesterday where it's like I'm like
bittersweet.
Yeah.
So we got a nice message on Instagram yesterday. I'm sorry that I don't remember who said it, but she said, I loved the quickie last week about their sexual wellness, and they were like, these girls, I think it was in the Facebook group, these girls are like doing it all. They're on tour and they're meeting us and like these freebies and plus like still putting out great episodes of the podcast and like, thank you for seeing us. We're doing our very best. But that was just so nice. And I just think it's been such a cool run and I cannot, like, I will sleep for a week. Anyway, I'm ready.
I can't believe that we are finished.
You guys, I didn't think this day would come.
I didn't either.
There was a point in the middle of the tour that I'm like, it's never ending. I was like, there's no escape. We're stuck in it.
You know how sometimes you're in the matrix of time?
Yeah.
So I feel like I have done other things in my life for 3 weeks, and it's like, it's 3 weeks. Like almost the days prepping for tour, I was like, I'm leaving in 3 weeks. And
everything's going so fast.
Everything went so fast. And rock at rehearsals, when you rehearse for 4 weeks straight, 6 days a week, it seems like you're working for 9 months. This tour feels like we've been on tour for a year.
Yeah.
Like, so I've changed. I'm new. Like I have a new vibe.
Rebirth.
I have a rebirth. I don't know if I'm married to my husband anymore. Like it's so crazy.
Yeah, it's been really crazy. You're like stuck in this alternate reality. We talked about it the first day or the second day of tour when you're on, if anybody has been on tour, you would understand this, but most people haven't. But like when you're on tour, it's like real life doesn't exist.
No.
Your real problems don't exist. Your other emails don't exist. You're just trying to survive and get through the day and do the thing you're supposed to do for an hour that night.
Yeah.
And everything else is like secondary. It's so weird.
Wild. Anyway.
I think our best show was last night.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
In
'cause
Dallas.
we had Kaitlyn. It was amazing.
It was great. I just think the Dallas, Texas audiences
So special.
are really special. I mean, I am biased because I live in Texas, but there's something about like the enthusiasm that a Texas person brings to anything.
Yeah.
Where it's just like they go big or they go home. Everything's
do.
bigger in Texas.
They really
I mean,
do.
we did get bought shots probably three
Oh
different
my
times
God.
last night, and that's never happened on tour.
No.
I don't know if we need it to happen more, but
I don't know about that. But the balls of just being like, I shall go to the bar mid-show, buy 5 shots,
and just walk up to stage.
I love it.
Uninvited. I mean, I love it. I love the ballsiness.
God.
I appreciate it.
It was really cool. And I was thinking about this morning. Like, you know, we've done 13 shows, and some were definitely better than others. Like, but that's just the way it's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
They can't all be your best show. That's just impossible, you know? Some, you know, like some were wonderful, but like not the most memorable, like for us, you know? So it's like, I don't know. I just felt like this last night was a really fun show. It was such a good crowd. It was such a cool venue, you know?
I love a House of Blues.
I don't know. There's a vibe
I
in
feel
there.
like
There's
we
a
should
vibe.
just do House of Blues exclusively.
Yeah.
Well, it's
so
like it
good.
makes sense
Yeah.
for our
It's the right
size.
size.
Yeah.
It's not a stadium.
But people can sit and they're not at tables, so it's not like a grimy comedy club.
Yeah.
I love that we're already like, we should only do House of Blues, and 2 days ago we're like, we're never touring again.
Well, listen, I'm not.
I think we should do like a year from now.
Yeah.
We should go back to New York because New York we always sell out. LA always sell out.
Yeah.
And then we have to come back to Texas. Like
And maybe a Chicago.
Oh, Chicago too. How could I forget? Because then you're kind of like hitting, and then girls can come to travel.
Yeah.
We're trying to do maybe a little bit of like a festival-ish idea. Like make it a big thing. Because people travel. I swear to God, any show that we ask our VIPs where they're from, they're not from that city anyway. So like girls are traveling, so we would love to kind of make it more of a thing. So it's not just like 1 hour you're doing this thing. You're having like a whole weekend experience and make it worth your while. So that I feel like is in the books.
But if you came out so far, thank you so much for coming out. It was everything we dreamed it would be, and
then some.
Let's do a podcast.
All right, it's time for
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week.
Oh, no.
who would like to go first?
I'll go first, I guess.
Okay.
My good week is that tomorrow, which is going to be Monday, which is going to be yesterday from when you're hearing this.
God, are we in the
Oh my
Matrix?
God.
Jesus, I'm exhausted just listening to this
I don't know
timeline.
I have no idea where we are.
I'm going to Vermont with Jared. I'm very excited about it. I've never been to Vermont before. I've always had it on my bucket list to go during like the leaf changing season in the fall where we can drink cider and like drive around and like do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go to Salem over the weekend, which I've also always wanted to do because I can, see all
A witch.
the grave sites of all of the poor victim witches that were executed. And I just think it's going to be great. And I'm so excited to go.
Only Jack Vanek is like, I got off tour, and you know what? Where I'll go? Vermont to see some witches. Like, I'm like, I got off tour. I won't be leaving my house till the holiday season.
I know. Well, listen, I also wanted to do that, but I'm like, this is my one little. I was telling Becca earlier. I'm like, I don't even know next year where am I going to be in October. I don't know. I'm like, we got this 1 week.
Yep.
Jared's already on the East Coast.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm taking advantage of it, and it's going to be chill. I'm not going to get blackout wasted.
This is your best manicure. I'm sorry. You're just using your hands, and
Isn't it?
It's a really good manicure.
Oh my God, I found it. Well, my friend Bryn told me about this place in New York. I went to the Upper East Side from Brooklyn.
What's
to get
the name
manicure.
of this place? I need to go.
Issa Nails on Lexington and like 40th or something.
Essa?
ISSA.
No.
It's
I'm
up.
thinking of something else.
It's like on a second story. It's the
It's
best manicure I've ever
so
gotten.
Good.
I know.
hate that this is an audio medium, but I couldn't help but notice. Sorry.
Thanks. And I was really picking at my cuticles before they were bleeding, so she did a good job.
Wow.
Anyways.
Well, I'll tell you this about the leaves changing. And I'm going to hype it up for you.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's
the-
disappointing.
No. One of the parts of the 2 years that I spent working on cruise ships, I did a St. Lawrence Seaway cruise that went from New York City up through the St. Lawrence, like Montreal, Ottawa, and like down. I didn't even know you could put a cruise ship in there. I guess it's big enough.
How do you?
I have no idea. It's big. It's like a big lakey.
Yeah.
It's not a river,
Okay.
Anyway, and they do it during the fall.
Yeah.
Because that's and it is gorgeous. And I'll tell you, I have a core memory about crunchy leaves.
Okay.
Like growing up, we had seasons in Canada, right? And like the fall was like such a season because you're like battling down for the winter.
Yeah.
And like the crunchy leaves under your boot is like such a core memory of like a hot chocolate, many layers. Like I'm my best self when I'm wearing 3 to 4 layers of clothing. Like I'm not meant to be in a summer tube top. So it's core memories. I think you're going to have a great time.
I'm excited. I'm getting my Rent the Runway. All of my coats shipped there because
fabulous.
I didn't have room for them.
Wow, smart.
Yeah. Get shipped here, ship them back home before I even leave.
And you can wear like a beret and like
I'm
listen
not wearing
to
a
Taylor
beret.
Swift.
No, I'm not going to do either of those things.
Okay.
Does that sound like something I would do? Wear a
Never.
beret and listen to Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift.
Never.
Taylor Swift's last 2 records feel like a fall crunchy leaf record.
That's true. Maybe I'll listen to that one, the one that she did with Bon Iver. Folklore or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
okay. Bad week.
Okay, so my bad week is this morning when I was taking a shit, I fell off the toilet. Now,
That toilet was
the toilet
precarious.
seat in Beck and I are sharing a hotel room. The toilet seat in our hotel room was not attached to the toilet. at all. It was completely detached. And if you've read Lady Secrets, you know that I poop.
Special move.
I poop with my feet up onto the toilet to give my colon a really nice angle to get all the poop out.
Yeah.
And I was kind of wiggling around while I was on there, and I fell right off the toilet with the toilet seat onto the ground. So that was a fun way to start my day.
Good night, tour.
Great way to end it.
You know what?
At least the poop was out, you know?
Don't let the toilet hit you on the way out.
The poop neek starts the book.
Yeah.
And a poop...
Fail.
A poop fail? I don't know.
It was good in your
Poop
head.
aster? Poop disaster? Anyway.
Wow.
We'd think of a good word.
I could go next because mine has to do with poop as well. I'm so
for it.
sorry, world.
It's okay, you know?
Okay, I have to go home. I have to get off tour because I know exactly, this is my good week, bad week. I know exactly why I never leave the house. I am not responsible enough as an adult to live adult life outside of my house. I cannot make a good decision when I'm in public to save my life. I have really studied this on tour. I tried. I remember the second meal we ate, we went to Whole Foods and I ate a vegetable and I was not drinking Diet Coke. It's now 3 weeks later and it is like disaster on top of it. I have to be home. I have my schedule. I have my fridge. I have my foods. I have my water, I have my workout, I have my bathtub. Like I actually can't be out. And last night was a perfect example. The best time at the show. And what do? We go to fucking Hooters. And what do we eat at Hooters? We got fried pickles,
Delicious.
Mozzarella sticks,
Delicious.
Fries.
tater tots that were covered in bacon. I ate them. I was eating around the pieces that had bacon, dipping them in the sour cream. We got other things.
Fries, boneless wings.
Oh, I didn't have the wings. And then like
those honey sriracha boneless wings. Sorry, fire flames. Continue.
So good.
and like 6 quarts of Diet Coke. And then we got on the bus. And I'm like, okay, this is tour life. Like, this is what you do. And at least I had something in my stomach. Then I'm on the bus and it's juggling us around. We got off the bus 4 hours later to get in the hotel. I almost threw up in the planter at the front of the hotel.
forgot about that.
I got off. I was so nauseous. I'm walking into the hotel and it's like always a disaster getting all these people checked in.
Kelsey,
Caitlin doesn't have the room.
No, we're walking and then like, we're walking into the
nowhere.
hotel room and then you just like stop and you like you curl like you bend halfway over and I thought you were looking at something like in the grass too.
Like you
I thought you were looking at like a flower or
I
something.
was dry heaving.
It was like
and we're
6
like,
a.m.
Kelsey, what are you doing? You're like, I think I'm going to throw up.
Yeah. And so then we get in and like, of course I'm still the mama of the group and everyone's just fucking exhausted. So I'm looking around and I'm like, send the girls off to their room. And then they have like the same key as someone else. So Alex comes back. Chelsea comes back down. She's like, oh my God, we all have the same key. I was like, take this key, go sleep. And then I'm standing there and it was like 30 more minutes to get the key. Yeah, and I'm standing there and I was like, bleh, and then Caitlin didn't have her reservation. It was like a whole thing. So then I got up here.
It was very confusing.
Jack
that
said
front
the
desk.
funniest thing when we got into the elevator. It was so much chaos. It was like, we have 3 rooms in this room, but then there's this room.
4. But
And
is there 4? It's like
Jack goes, was that a riddle?
I was like, it was like we had to solve a riddle to get our rooms because because we're not. This isn't a sponsored hotel, so we don't have to. Okay, so it doesn't matter. I don't even know where we are, but like we're at the front desk and she's like, we have 3 rooms, but is there a 4th under night? And she's like checking. She's like, there is 3 and a 4th, but not the 4th. The 4th disappeared. But there's actually 2, but there might be 3. And we're like, oh my God, it's fucking 5:30 in the morning. Like, is there 3 rooms?
How many
or
goddamn
4?
rooms are there?
They're prepaid. Just give us the fucking keys.
And then she gave us the keys. You guys got the key. And then
4 of us
we
got
had
the
3
key
I think
for
we had
1
3
room.
Yes.
Yeah, Becca and I go to check into our room.
Escape room. It was an escape
And we
room.
didn't escape.
And they were
No,
like,
we go to check into our room, and then Alex and Chelsea
Were behind us.
Were behind us, and they're like, "This is our room." We're like, "No, this is our room." And then we used both keys, and they both worked. So I'm like, "That's a safety violation." Like, what if that was like some creepy fucking murderer?
oh God. Anyway,
It was a disaster.
okay. So then when I got up here, I had explosive diarrhea.
I mean,
I'm jealous. I
had
didn't-
such bad diarrhea this morning.
Oh my God.
Guys, I was constipated.
I had to sit and like I could have read and listened to the entire audiobook of Lady Secrets while poop was coming out of me. It took a long time. I'm so sorry, world. I'm gonna stop. Anyway, yeah. So that's my good week and my bad week. We finally found the puzzle of the hotel rooms and made it in, and then I'm excited to go home and start like to have a little bit of less chaos in my taking care of myself because I'm going to self-destruct. Like, I'm not going to make it. Last night,
You're not
I
made
didn't
for
Your
it.
iron infusions are going to be like
Gone.
triple dose.
Yeah. And I got up this morning and I was like, why are my eyes glued together? Because I tried a new mascara on the road. I would never use this mascara, but it was in the Maybelline thing. It was waterproof. I didn't know that. I didn't wash it
I
off
can't do a
properly.
waterproof.
I woke up this morning and my eyes were like crinkly together and I couldn't open. Anyway, so
Wow.
Becca?
My good week actually happened at Hooters. We're sitting
God.
there, and it's like late at night, probably 11.
Really late.
11:30. A lot of kids in there. Very questionable.
Yeah, well, weird place
Why
for a
were
kid
there
to be
so
on a
many
Sunday
children?
So
night.
many kids.
Or
I
I guess
have
it was Saturday.
No idea. Dallas their kids like to party. But we're in the Hooters. It's me, Kaitlyn,
know what
Jack,
you're
and
gonna
Kelsey. It
say.
was so fun. Turns out we need Kaitlyn to infuse fun into our lives because
Yeah.
we're so sick of each other that we
Yeah.
need like a new. It's like bringing in a person in your throuple, you know, like bringing in new energy in the bedroom. So Kaitlyn's our swinger.
Yep.
And so we're at Hooters and we're feeling really festive because it was a great show. We're toward the end. Like, it's a good vibe.
Yeah.
Well, we're sitting there and there's TVs everywhere. And all of a sudden, Entertainment Tonight weekend show comes on. And Kelty is, laser focused. And then that in turn, we become laser focused. And we start watching Entertainment Tonight weekend show. And there's a giant table of like middle-aged
Like 20 people.
20 people below the television.
Yeah.
And we're just watching. And it's suddenly an outburst from Kelty. She screams, "It's me!" and points at the TV. So then all 20 people below the TV look up, look at her, look up, look at her. And I guess they showed you from like a previous interview.
Yes. It was
It was like a
whatever.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, like 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they're like confused, and you're like, I'm on TV. Like, you would think that it was the first time you've ever graced a television.
Yeah, it was pretty insane.
It was so crazy. And then at the end, everybody's like looking, and the segment ends, and she goes, "Thank you very much."
And then she proceeded to do some sort of almost a striptease coming down the stairs that I did post on Instagram, so I hope you saw it.
In a baggy sweatpant, a tour T-shirt, a hair in a clip, a claw, and like grandma Walmart sandals.
Like a rip-off Birkenstock, but like from Walmart.
Yeah.
And those people were also watching you do that. And they're like, wow, this is weird.
This is really taking a turn.
It was so fun, though.
Well, the reason that I got so psyched about it is, I know this sounds so stupid, but I hosted Entertainment Tonight weekend for 3 years. I never saw it on. It comes on at it was midnight.
11, yeah.
It comes on at weird times in weird cities, and like it was my main host. I was a correspondent on the regular ET, but ET weekend I was a host of, and so but I never fucking saw it, and so this was a full,
Wow, what a moment.
What a treat.
and you know what? It still doesn't matter. It's still so unimportant that no one at the table was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen you for 10." No one was. I don't know her. It was. I don't know her moment. Great.
I thought it was great. It was a good moment for me.
Was.
Do you have a good week?
That was my good week. My bad week is that I'm leaving in another week. I'm leaving my child again in exactly a week to go to Spain for a friend's wedding, and I know that's good because it's like, wow, I get to go on vacation, but I am a fucking idiot because I didn't like really consider the fact that I wouldn't be seeing him at all for the past 3 weeks. And I just can't get over it. I can't. He's saying dada. He's a full human now. And that all happened when I was gone.
He's reached every milestone while you've been gone.
everyone. And I'm like, what's he going to do when I'm gone? He used chopsticks for the first time? Like, I can't fucking deal with this. So
Oh my God.
I'm like, we can't shorten the trip because we're going with other couples. It's also so far away that you don't want to like
Go for like
go
2
for a
days.
short amount of time. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to have to be like really heavily intoxicated the entire time I'm there so that I'm just out of sight, out of mind with my child. So that's what we've got.
I actually think.
Oh, are you okay?
Oh yeah. I think this is actually really great.
Is it though?
Yes, because you know what? This is. How do I explain this? Okay, you were one of those people who was like, motherhood will not change me. I'm going to have my career. I'm going to be a working mom. Like, I'm going to do all these things. And this month is teaching you that you actually are not comfortable in that.
Yeah.
You don't like it.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, this is already planned, but he's so small. Now
Right.
you'll know moving forward, you know what? I'm not going to like give away 3 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
I'm going to really be mindful of my calendar. And I also think the second reason I think it's good is that, as you know, my parents never loved me either. And I'm not saying you don't love him, but they did not.
And look how great she turned out, you know?
They didn't spend a lot of time around me. I played Monopoly by myself. You know, there wasn't a lot of like dark.
Oh my God.
I was all.
That
I was
is
the,
so depressing.
I was
Monopoly.
the hat, the horse.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So. And it makes you a very independent person. And I think that what you don't want to raise a man to be is like a super mama's boy, where he can't even like Chris Knight has never put away a plate after he's eaten in his life because
his mother was just
at some
always
point
there.
his mom was always there. Putting the plate in the dishwasher. I've had to retrain him. I love that Ford's getting, and this is when, you know, it's the first 2 years, make them who they are.
Oof.
So, no, this is supposed to make you feel better. He's going to be an independent, cool, world traveling. He's going to see and know that women are strong, independent, have their own lives. Like, I think you're setting him up for like marrying a cool girl. Like, you're really doing the work.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know another time that I would ever
Do this.
be in a situation like this.
No,
which is
the
good.
timing is
Well,
just
no,
so
you got a big movie, and
But he would come with me. Like, I guess
Yeah.
that's you're right,
Right.
though. I did learn that if I go and shoot a movie for 3 months or for 3 weeks in Canada, because that's usually the way those movies work, is like, I will not be telling Zach,
bye.
bye. I'll come back on the weekends. I'll be like, he's coming.
Yeah.
The nanny's also coming.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come.
Yeah.
But I'm not leaving my kid again
Yeah,
for an
yeah.
extended period.
Yeah,
of time.
I mean, I think that's a really good learning experience.
Yeah. I,
mean, it's a
got to get his passport. I'm like panicked now because
if you get a job.
if I get a job, it takes, I don't know. So
you can
does anybody
expedite passports.
You know, Chris
Babies?
Knight
And,
has
like, oh, I don't
Chris
know.
Knight has a great passport person. You should actually text him today.
Okay.
He has like a guy that does all the celeb passports.
You can get them in like 48 hours.
But babies
Really?
are hard
Babies?
because they don't have any form of ID, so it's like
And
the whole
like both
thing.
parents
And
have
like seems maybe sketchy if
Yeah.
you're trying to get a passport so
smuggling
fast.
this child out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good thing though, child looks exactly like you. So when you're
True.
holding it at customs, you'll be like, "This is my child. Do you see
is
the
my
Do you
spawn."
see the same?"
I just can't wait for his passport photo.
Me neither.
And I think you need to document the process. Like, do you hold him up or like what?
Because is he
Yeah,
bendy?
you
Does he
hold-
sit up on his own?
Yeah, he sits up on his own. Yeah, you hold them, I think, and you like go down or something. I don't know.
I gotta
What do you
see
guys?
it.
I have
What's
an
he
idea.
gonna wear?
I don't know, but I have
suit.
I have an idea for a suit. God, I love
Like
this
a little
idea.
baby tux.
Yeah.
I have
look
an
at the
idea
tie.
for products that I want to do, and I think I can't decide if they're inappropriate or not, and I need the Lady Gang community to help me out.
Oh, okay.
So a friend of ours came to the show in Atlanta, Emily Loftus.
Yes.
And she and I were talking about how annoying it is when you like send your kid off to someone who's not you and they send you pictures of your kid and their hair's messed up. And child and baby hair is really it's tricky. It
fragile.
can change a look, you know? Like Ford can either look like an adorable little cherub baby or like a little like dumpster child like Cabbage Patch
Yeah.
Kid because he's got a lot of hair, but it's very straight and it's like fine. So if it comes forward, he looks like Dwight Schrute from The Office.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I felt a little ashamed, but Emily admitted to me that she has a spray bottle and some hair gel that she puts in the kid's hair before she drops them off at school. And I was like, I have thought for so long, and I've put dry shampoo in my kid's hair. Granted, it's from Detox Market, so it's all natural. But I'm like, he gets a little oily, and if we go to dinner, I want him to look nice. So I've used my dry shampoo. And then I do like a little bit of like a pomade, another natural product, but like to keep his hair on the side. And I'm like, am I crossing the line if I do an all natural line of baby hair products?
No, I think you should because or else people are going to be using
Shitty
the adult
stuff,
hair
toxic.
products and a lot, and like that Aussie hairspray that's like full of chemicals.
Can we like brainstorm? Because I think this could be something relatively large.
I have a feeling that probably already exists.
Yeah, me too. I feel like you're not looking hard enough.
Okay, well, let me Google.
I know. I mean, don't Google now. On the
I mean,
I'm not trying to yuck your yum.
everything exists. That's the only reason why I think it exists.
But the fact is, they're not doing a very good job of marketing it. So
I
it's
don't
like,
know about it.
move over.
Yeah, exactly. I just think what the real problem is, have you seen a baby comb? No. Baby combs are useless. It's like the teeth are so far apart. Like what you actually need for baby Ford's like head is a Mason Pearson brush with a zillion bristles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have you seen a baby comb? A baby comb has like 5 bristles. It's not good.
Well, and baby's hair is so fine and like...
You're not seeing baby hair.
No, I'm not, you guys. Okay, wait. Maybe like for children.
But not for bibbies.
For bibbies?
Okay, the littles. The littles. Drunk Elephant has some stuff.
Oh, weird.
Anyways, can you guys tell me,
Yeah.
can you DM me and let me know if you use hair products on your babies, if something that like people are doing in private because we don't want to be called vain?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
The other thing I wanted to say is that Becca, at the beginning of this tour, you were like, do not give me baby gifts on tour.
Okay, but someone just knocked it out of the park.
I know.
That was the
But do you know how that
rare.
happened?
They messaged you?
They messaged me. I didn't get a chance to tell you yesterday. They said, hi, we have a little baby market in Texas. And
Like she owns a baby market?
yeah, like
Oh,
it's
cute.
like her little brand.
I wish I'd gone there now that I've seen how cute it is.
And she was like, I know Becca said clearly, do not bring me baby gifts on the tour.
Yes.
But I just feel like this is so adorable. Don't you think? I just want to show you.
Yeah.
It was a very Leanne Ford-esque, like a little hat and a little like...
It was all like tan.
yeah, it was all very... And I
And
was like,
bamboo. It's so soft.
yeah, and I was like, honestly, babe, she's going to love this. You should bring it. So they brought it to the show, and you got it, and you loved it. And this
Loved.
is another thing. I think you
What's
need...
the name of the brand again? I don't want to not do a shout out.
I don't have it. I think it's B and Babe or something. We'll find it out. We'll do an Instagram.
Okay.
I can look it up too. But I just think it's like you're opening yourself up now. People know you're my friend that you can't get the shitty present for. You're not getting the shirt that has little quackers, like quacker, like
Ducks.
quack quack, yeah, ducks. You're not getting a duck onesie.
No,
You know what I
no.
mean? Some people
I
are
just got the cutest Zara clothes for him. They have the cutest baby clothes ever. But this company, damn it, I really do want to remember because it's so good.
Oh, look, I have a question for you. Are
You guys, I might have to go to the bathroom. You
Okay.
can continue without me.
No.
I can wait.
It's fine. I have a question for you, Becca, actually, while I look up this. Are you doing that month, like month 1, month 2, month 3?
Pictures?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Because we have iPhones now that have dates on everything. And it's just like, I mean, I'm just not a good documenter.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at it.
No, I looked through your phone the other day looking for pictures of me, and I was like, wow, Becca documents her life in a way that is so different than me.
And my pictures?
Yeah, like you don't have that many pictures.
No, I don't.
Like I have a picture of every single moment, thing, whatever, you know?
I'm having to remember to take more pictures of Ford.
Right.
It's bad.
Yeah, because it's important.
I know.
The little baby.
I know.
The baby. Okay, hold on. I'm looking up the name. Sorry. Hold on. Let me just see if I can find it. I probably can't because, so many people tagged it. We had such a big show last night. So many people were having party. Anyway, I'll find it later. All right. When we come back, a final thought from tour.
Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. I am a bit of a broken record when I talk on the podcast about therapy, but it's because I am such a firm believer in it for everyone. 7 or 8 years ago, I started to go when I was dealing with some grief, anxiety, depression, you name it. You don't have to be going through something so terrible or tragic to need therapy or to deserve therapy, quite frankly. Sometimes you just need to help like problem solving, looking at something in your life and fixing it. And what BetterHelp can do is a therapist can help you become a better problem solver. They can make it easier to accomplish your goals no matter how big or small. And when you learn how to find your own solutions, there's really no better feeling. So if you're facing a challenge in life and you need a little extra help, BetterHelp is great because it's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. You get matched with a therapist after filling out a very brief survey and switch therapists at any time. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/LadyGang today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/LadyGang. All right, the leaves are falling and back to life feels are kicking in, which I love. Think fresh starts, new routines, jam-packed to-do lists. Thankfully, Daily Harvest keeps me going with easy-to-prep food built on organic ingredients that I can actually feel good about. Daily Harvest delivers delicious harvest bowls, soups, flatbread, snacks, smoothies, lattes, and more built on organic fruits and vegetables. They work directly with farmers to source the best of the best ingredients. They freeze their ingredients at peak ripeness to lock in nutrients and flavor, and they never use artificial preservatives or artificial ingredients. Everything stays fresh in your freezer until you're ready to enjoy it. It helps reduce food waste at home. Amen. I know it does for me. And it just makes things easier. I don't have to think about grocery shopping. I love having these flatbreads in my freezer ready to go. Lately, I've been doing their artichoke and spinach flatbread. Amazing. So you deserve one less thing to worry about. Let Daily Harvest take care of the fruits and veggies for you. Go to dailyharvest.com/lady to get up to $40 off your first box. That's dailyharvest.com/lady for up to $40 off your first box. dailyharvest.com/lady.
Now back to the Lady Gang.
So what I thought we could do for this final episode from the road is do not our good week, bad week, but our good tour, bad tour.
Oh.
So it's like the moment that was like the most fun, that is your core memory from this bus tour.
Okay.
The ladies are sitting here. They both have matching sweatsuits on and their eyes are both closed thinking. What's your core memory of like good and your core memory of bad? Okay, I'll start.
Oh, I've got a great one.
Core memory for sure of bad was eating the sandwich and pooping in the box. I can picture myself scarfing the sandwich. I can see the street we were on. I can see all of that. Core good memory was last night was so fucking fun on the bus. I could not stop laughing. I have all these videos that I haven't even watched today. But like the thing that I thought when we got the bus is that every night we would just like hang out and it would be like girls trip, right? Like every night we'd be like, ga, 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 and we like wouldn't be able to come down and it would be like sleepover city. What I didn't realize, it would be so tired and bitchy and like just over it that everyone would lock themselves in their little coffin bunks and like put in their headphones and be like, leave me alone. I need to try to sleep.
Yeah.
And everyone was dealing with their own thing. Jack's dealing with her insomnia. Alex is dealing with the one drawer that's like cranking. Like everyone's, you have to move bunks because you got orally. Like everyone's dealing with their own little personal drama, like trying to sleep on the bus. So there was never really a time where there was the one time I went to sleep and you guys stayed up and like astrologically.
That was going to be one of my good weeks.
Okay. But last night we all sat there, the beds were open, we're jumping around. She's having so much fun. She's doing the Becca real fun laugh is when she goes, like she does, you know, in a laugh.
Yes.
It's like, it's not a fake laugh. It's like she's really she's having pure laugh. Chelsea and Alex were laughing. Kaitlyn was like making fun of it. Like it was just so fun, even though it was like this, we weren't up for a long time because we had to go to bed, but it was just like, it was that tour bus core memory that I will always remember from like us being on tour. Let's never do it again. But like, I'm glad we had that moment because
unfortunately during that moment I had already taken my sleeping medicine.
Yes.
So this was all happening while I was like,
that was a rookie mistake.
well, because before that happened, we were all getting ready for bed, low energy, and I'm like, this is a perfect time to just pop my trazodone. It'll affect me in 15 minutes, and like and then shit popped off, and I was like, I hate this.
Popped off.
I'm like, get me away from all these fucking psychopaths.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that it was good for you guys.
Yeah, we had our core memory. We had our bus moment, and it made me really happy.
But you did rally to do the...
You rallied.
Because we had a competition of how to get into the top bunk, without touching the bottom bunk. And you know who did it the best? Me. I was on my sleeping medicine.
Let's give credit where credit is due. I originated the mount.
But I'm pretty sure I mounted
Well, first
faster.
of all, you barely had to really mount because you're like a foot taller than I am.
Yeah, it's true. You know what?
I had to fucking spider monkey my way up there, and I did it in a way that these other two idiots couldn't even halfway get to.
The Dancing with the Stars champion couldn't even plie relevant.
You guys have the
and
worst
Kaitlyn-
upper body strength I've ever
No,
seen.
and there was no jump. Like, you guys, like, stopped before you jumped.
It was wild.
scary.
Anyways,
we had a competition of who could get on the top bunk without using the bottom bunk to get on.
Yeah.
And
It was funny.
It was very
And Jack did it on Trazodone.
trazodone.
Hilarious. The next time you go to your doctor and you're like, hey, I have a feeling that we should add this to the American Journal thing where it's like, don't operate music, like heavy machinery, blah, blah, blah.
Like, don't do
try to-
gymnastics on a tour bus.
while it's moving on the highway.
Yep. No big deal.
Okay, what's yours?
Well, one of my highs was going to be the night that you did not participate.
It's fine. It's fine.
I have two highs though.
Okay.
Because that was, other than last night, that was the only other night on this tour was between, we played a show in Philly and we drove to New York that night because we had press early in the morning. It was like a 2-hour drive and all of us stayed up in the front lounge and we were all like giggling and laughing and Jared was there and he was like one of the gals and we're going through, Becca was telling us all of our horoscopes and how they like all worked together, and Kelty locked herself in a bunk.
Yeah, I had too many people. I'd out-peopled. But anyway, it was fun.
It was fun. And then my other core memory is just like a general memory of being around Kelty Knight 24/7 is such a special, shocking, traumatizing, invigorating spectacle that like I'm so glad I got to experience it.
What do you mean?
You are just a special snowflake. You are so bizarre.
The weirdest person I know.
The weirdest person, how you operate, how you function, how you fuel yourself is just so insane. And I love that I got to experience it like because we've never been around each other for this long of a period of time.
hours.
Yeah.
But what do you like? I don't get it. We're having
your highs and your lows.
it's like
a mental illness.
Well, and just like how, for example, we were in Atlanta the other day and Kelty got too drunk before the show started.
That was wild. Roller coaster.
She threw up before the show started and was on the ground moaning.
It was an emotional day for her though, because she found out about the book sales.
It was after the book sales and the
we haven't discussed.
We're going to
this.
talk about it.
Okay.
We're going to talk about it.
But
let me tell you what it was. It was Alex's birthday cake. I got to be honest with you, the cookie cake, because Alex got sick on the bus after. Sorry to whoever sent that cookie cake.
I don't think so. I ate more than both of you.
I did too.
I ate more than all of you.
It really affected
Theme
us.
for the tour, actually.
maybe there was gluten in it.
I have no idea, but it made me so like I could feel my blood sugar like being f***ed up.
Well, it was a lot of sugar, and like for somebody who probably didn't eat that day. Yeah, because you're bad at adulting.
I'm really
terrible
bad
at adulting.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was okay. Well, you know what? It's true. And you're welcome. I'm glad you got to experience it.
I mean, I loved it.
And this is why I don't leave the house, because I can't exist like this all the time.
No.
Because I just, you know what I mean? Like I need stability, and I need to be doing my day kind of in my calm of myself, because when I'm around people, it's too much stimulation. I can't make good decisions for myself. Like I'm a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay.
My bad core memory is when we were doing press in New York City on the second day, and we were so tired. And we had been doing like hair and makeup at 6 a.m. and going and talking and just being on. And then our final interview on the final day was downtown in the financial district. And we finish everything and we've got to like take care of some other stuff for some sponsorship. And I remember being like, I'm going to fucking die. All I wanted was to lie down. It was going to take us 2 hours to get back uptown.
Yep.
Because
And
the UN conference was there.
All I wanted was to eat something because we'd eaten nothing all day. I just wanted $2 to get a hot dog off the side of the road. Didn't have it. I just remember being like, this is the bleakest moment of my life. I can't go all day without food. And we did that like 2 days in a row, and I was fucking miserable.
It was pretty bad.
I've never been more miserable. I don't know how you exist. Like, I have no other choice but to like adult. Because I'm like, I just self-combust. I become the biggest monster ever. You are resilient when it comes to operating.
Surviving on nothing.
Surviving on fumes.
I'd be great on Survivor.
You would.
Do you have a good week? A good tour?
Probably Hooters and like that whole evening, because it was just the most recent and I don't remember anything. I have a bad memory. So it's probably similar. Because, that was like my every single night on the Trans-Siberian Orchestra tour was like that craziness.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I fantasized about that.
Yes.
And it never came.
Yeah.
And then finally it came. And because I was getting really bummed out. I would like walk onto the bus and I'd be like, the smell bums me out.
Yeah.
The vibe bums me out.
Yeah.
It's because we hadn't created any positive memories in it.
No.
No, we didn't have
And
time.
it's because,
unfortunately.
yeah, we were tired. And then we finally did that. And then the bus, goodbye, never sing it again.
See you. Bye.
See you never.
Bye, Dee.
All right, listen up. Does your probiotic contain clinically studied strains? Meet one that does. Ritual Symbiotic Plus contains 2 of the world's most studied strains with over 350 publications of human clinical trials. Now, for all the reasons I'm going to tell you, this is why I personally use Symbiotic Plus. So it's more than a probiotic. It's 3-in-1 with clinically studied prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics to support a balanced gut microbiome, 1 daily capsule for simple, streamlined gut support, and delayed release capsule designed to help reach the colon, not the stomach, which is an ideal place for probiotics to survive and grow. Didn't know that? Even better. No refrigeration needed because we know how annoying that can be. Symbiotic Plus and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide your insides. There's no more shame in your gut game. That's why Ritual is offering our listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/LadyGang to start Ritual or add Symbiotic Plus to your subscription today. Based on a nationally representative sample of N500 consumers 18 plus.
You're listening to the LadyGang.
I hate to bring it up, but since this episode is titled The New York Times Worst Sellers, I guess we need to, I mean, we've been talking about it a little bit at the show, but we need to let you all know, I could cry right now.
Oh, God.
We did not make the New York Times list for Lady Secrets. And I got to be honest, it was 4 days ago. I feel like I'm already over it. But until now, when I talked about it again, now I got sad again. The penis chart is coming back to LA and will be disposed of.
Are you going to burn it?
Yeah. In the yard. And then I'm going to throw it in the pool.
Well, don't burn it in the yard. You're in a high fire zone.
No, that's why I'm going to do it right beside the pool.
Okay.
But I'll light it and then I'll light it and then I'll jump in the pool cannonball style.
Oh.
With it lit.
Dangerous.
Good night.
Good night.
So I'll tell you a little bit.
KNIGHT, good night.
Good night.
I'll tell you a little bit of what happened in my mind.
Okay.
So in general, so we went on this tour, and the way that it worked is that we bought the book. When you came on tour, you got a free book. And the way that works is that we actually buy the book ourselves with our own money. So that's why we're laughing about not making any money on the tour, because we essentially paid for all the books that you enjoyed, which we're so happy about. And people do this on book tours a lot. And so you do a book with ticket. And we wanted to be really helpful because after COVID to like the small independent bookstores. And so what we did is we ordered those books in every city we went to, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, like from the local indie bookseller, so that, they're getting an order for 400 books. That's like a really big week for them. Like it's a really thrilling thing. And we felt like that's what we can do to give back to these small businesses, and it would be awesome. And then what happens is like those booksellers, they, the week the book comes out, they go through their till, they ring up the books, and then they report those to like the overall bookseller of America. And what ended up happening is that at some point during the day the New York Times list came out, which was already way too late for us to rectify it, we started getting like the numbers emails, and I started freaking out because like I knew how many books we had bought for the tour in addition to the pre-orders that you guys had done from, Amazon or Barnes & Noble or whatever. Anyway, not to be like too inside baseball, but the numbers did not match up, and we were missing like almost 3,500 books. So I start having a fucking countdown. We start calling the indie booksellers, and I love indie booksellers and I love bookstores. So this breaks my heart. But this is what happens. You have this small book tour. You have this small bookseller, and one person is like, oh, we got really busy this week. We couldn't put the numbers in. Mm-hmm. This other person is like, oh, my son had a soccer conference. I couldn't put the numbers in. So one by one, we're going down, and we realize out of like the 15 stores that we had ordered books from, only 5 or 6 had actually reported to the New York Times. Okay, so that's one thing. So the number was not there fully. The second thing is that the motherfucking books on the New York Times, there was no new books our week. They had all been on for like 384 weeks, and they're selling a ton of books. And
what was even on the list? Did you check it?
Yeah, it's like Jen Sincero, You're a Badass, and
God, the book's
yourself. Like, it's just because we're on that miscellaneous, like, self-help book. So, you know, so then I want to blame the indies and I get really mad and I'm like, oh my God, they f***ed us. Like, oh, we should have been on the, you know. But then I just realized that, like, to be honest, I think that our community, and I love you if you're listening, like, it's just weird because I can see how many people listen to our podcast every single month. So when 0.000000004.4 people that listen to the podcast decide they're interested in a book, like maybe we were just on the wrong path. Like maybe people didn't want a book this soon. Maybe this was not the book they wanted. Maybe we did a bad job of explaining it. But then I went back and I was like, we read chapters and we told people what it was. So like maybe people aren't reading. Maybe after COVID, people are really truly not buying books. Like I don't know what it was, but y'all were not interested in the Lady Secrets book. You were interested in merch. You were interested in merch. You're interested in tour.
That's not true. A lot of people pre-ordered this book.
I know. And you're also trying to like put order to chaos. Like, you can't explain what happened. Like, it, you know what I mean? A lot of it is like inexplainable and a lot of different things might have gone awry.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, whatever happened, happened. And like, I don't think that in your mind, you're going to be able to actually pinpoint something that we did wrong.
Right. I know. 'Cause I'm a data person. So I'm like, oh, I got to look at this thing and this thing and this thing. Like,
well, if you look at it at the like, tuning into a podcast is so much different than also going and purchasing a book from the same people. Like
it's passive. Listening to the podcast is a passive like thing.
Yeah. I look at all the things that I listen to in a week, all the podcasts. Like I fucking love The Deep Dive. That's a podcast that I listen to every week. They came out with merch. And it's great. It's amazing merch. They actually have really good merch. And I was like,
yeah.
You know, same. Like I don't need it. I don't need it, but I need them every week in my life.
Yeah.
So I don't like, there's no, you can't kind of put the two together. Like, I guess is what I'm saying is like, there's people who really just want this hour or 2 hours a week from us.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean anything. It's not negative about us. It's not negative that we did the wrong thing because there's a lot of people that still are buying the Deep Dive merch.
Yeah. Right.
But it's not me. And it doesn't mean I don't love them as much. So it's like we offer something to people for free.
Yeah.
And some people just don't want to spend extra money. And that's okay.
And it's also like we're finally getting through the COVID of it all. And like, you know, we put our first book out during the middle of COVID.
Right. People started buying books for the first time in years.
All they were doing is sitting at home needing something to do. You know what I mean? Now people are like too busy going on their vacations and working their jobs that they have been dying to go back to. Like, you know what I mean? But there's it's a lot of things. That's where it's like, you can't pinpoint it and you can't be like, this is what we did wrong. And like, I can never do, you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah, I mean, listen, I had my meltdown, I had my cry, I had my little barf, I had a little like pass out on the floor with an ice pack on my neck.
My barf.
And then what I realized, and I haven't even been to my therapy's not until Tuesday, but what I realized is I kept actually using my mantra, which is like, I'm safe, I'm healthy, I'm loved. And I was like, I was proud
Healthy is maybe not quite healthy-ish. I'm safe, I'm healthy-ish, I'm loved.
But like, this would have ruined me. I would have been so much worse, like 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like this would have been an unsuccess that I could never get over. I would have been so ashamed. I would have felt like a failure. I would have quit the LadyGang. And now I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like, not everything's for everyone. And God,
people bought tickets. Thousands of women bought tickets to see us live.
I know. And
I'd much rather that than buy a book.
And come see us and have stories and cry and hug us. And
to be honest, buy some merch because then they're like wearing LadyGang proud. You know what I mean? Like,
it's cool.
I was at the cam show and I had a moment where I bought merch. Did I talk about this on the podcast?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so I bought 2 pieces of merch at the cam show because I'm like, oh my God, I love her, whatever, you know, this old story. But then I had this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, people come to our show and they feel the way that I feel about Cam. They feel enough connection to the LadyGang where they want something tangible to like take away from this experience. And it's just fucking crazy to me. And it's really humbling to know that like there are those people that are going to go the extra mile. And there are those people that feel the same way that like, I don't know. It's really
that's super humbling to like see the audience, see the VIPs who spent a lot of money, and see the people buying merch. It's just wild. Like, we can't let this stupid little insignificant title take away everything that we've built. And also, it's like, I don't want the community to think that we're let down in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
We're not.
No, I mean, you look back on this last month and it was a massive fucking success. Yeah. Everything we've done is like, we've taken so much out of it.
Well, I guess that was my point, is like, a quarter of me goes to like spiral, like, I'm so sad we didn't make it. But then all the other things that were like wildly successful and amazing. And it was like, maybe, how do I say this? Like, maybe you don't actually need to be on other people's lists that they fake makeup and like, you know, it's
arbitrary. We knew this when we got on the list last year.
Right. It has nothing to do with book
sales. When you get picked, you're like, I'm the best and the most talented. But like when you don't get picked, you're like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't want to be that person. Yeah. But it's kind of how I feel, where I'm like, even with all the press around the book and stuff, it's like you live your whole life like trying to be important to all these people who you're forcing them to think you're important, whereas we have this community that we are important to each other.
Yeah,
like just naturally,
by being ourselves.
I know,
Imagine
and that's the win.
Yep.
Oh my God. Did it. Oh my God.
Did you have a breakthrough?
I had a breakthrough.
Cancel therapy. We're done. Just kidding.
Thank you guys for coming on tour and seeing us, and thank you for supporting everything. And we will resume regular podcasts from our life very, very soon. And we will
see you next Tuesday.
Thanks for listening. The Lady Gang is produced by Alex Ingber, Steve Delameter, and Jared Monaco. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And if you love it, share it with your friends on social media. Like, oh my God, I just listened to Lady Gang. This episode's so great. Swipe up to listen. And if you really want to, which we know you do, please follow us on social. At Kelty, at Becca, at Jack Vanek, and at The Lady Gang. Sign up for our newsletter at theladygang.com and join our secret Facebook group. It's super fun. See you next Tuesday.
All this month, celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with Pluto TV. Watch movies with the biggest stars like Eugenio Derbez in No Eres Tú, Soy Yo, and Luis Gerardo Méndez in Camino a Marte. Plus, Pluto TV has thousands more movies and TV shows and over 45 channels in Spanish, all for free. So download the Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices and start streaming today. Pluto TV. Drop in, watch free.